Okay, we are live. It's almost been like 3 or 4 years since I've last been live, so quite a little while. Let me just close this. Right, okay, there we are. So sorry. Like I was planning to like start like maybe like 30 minutes ago, 40, but between like being sick kind of took a lot of my energy away, so it was a lot harder to make this stream happen on time. But yeah, here we are. At least we got this happening. Let me just let people know that I'm live, so... So yeah, cool. Well, hopefully some of your... Okay, so... Okay, right. So, our first deck is going to be 5 color humans. Before I get into the deck, I guess I'll explain, like, since this is the first video, I'll explain kind of the concept of the stream. Which is that I essentially plan on playing 30 different decks and run them through at least a competitive league, a competitive modern league each. And yeah, and see how they perform, give my thoughts, see if the lists evolve, and if I like a deck and I'm feeling good, I'll probably run a second leaguer. Probably not a third though. But I wanted to start with humans. It just seemed like the hot deck of the moment, so it seems like a good start. Here we have the list is actually like the one that Andrei Strotsky posted on his channel Fireball article. I think it should have been today, so 15th of December. Excuse me. And yeah, it's a very clean humans list, so I'm happy to start with this. Like it has a high number of colored spells. Spells in general, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but just because you have Ancient Ziggurat, and then Unclaimed Territory and Cavern. But like every other source of the deck produces white. So hopefully 7 sources plus the 4 hierarchs are enough to play, the Stony Silences, and obviously Dismembers and Cages can get cast off anything that isn't Ziggurat. So yeah. So I think that's what we're about. This is just, I plan on, for all of these decks, I plan on putting them on YouTube after, because, I don't want someone to, miss out, and I am playing a lot of different decks, which is cool. For this stream in particular, I need to really thank my good friend Richard Coates, because I've had, basically, because I travel all the time, PayPal isn't, the best, so they've been awkward with verification. So he's helping with helping me with the cards for this deck, which is awesome. So thanks a lot, Rich. And he's gonna help. He's actually been helping me a lot in general. So he's just a really good friend of mine. And he helped me get the cards for this deck. So big thanks to him. And as to other things, I tend to listen to OC Remix. I just like the music. Face to Face is also sponsoring the stream, which is awesome. Sounds been good. But but I think right now what's important is to run through this humans deck. So we got our Champions of the Parish, our Noble Hierarchs. So what is this humans deck about? Basically, it's using like cards that limit themselves on the mana base. So Ziggurats, Cavern, and Unclaimed Territory are they're perfect lands if you're casting a specific type of card. So in this deck, we're trying to cast humans. That's why. So these are perfect mana, essentially. The Ziggurats, the Caverns, and the Unclaimed Territories. They allow you to cast anything. So this is why you get your blue, red, white spell alongside your Noble Hierarch. Now, this version, Strotsky has said that he's really been impressed with Phantasmal Image. So I'm going to give that a shot. I don't think it's standard in human lists, but I'm willing to give it a shot. We just need to remember that, like, if we get a unclaimed territory or cavern a little later, if I name illusion, that's like totally normal. You know, I still have to cast it, but Noble Hierarch helps a lot there too. Yeah, basically this deck uses like really powerful mana tools like Territory, Cavern, and Ziggurat, along with Vial and Noble Hierarch, to just have like this disruptive mid-range creature plan. It plays like pretty powerful threats like Champion, and then boost them all with Folly's Lieutenant. Yeah. So this really, this idea of the collective as a deck works here. It's also the one thing I do really like about this deck is the Quad Reflector Mage, which I feel is a really strong card in Modern. So yeah, I honestly really like that it has 4 Reflector Mage. I think that's like one of the highlights of the deck. There's so many decks in Modern that use Delve creatures or like just hype like expensive ones, and Reflector Mage, like, you know, it's a standard staple, but it's really powerful. I really like it here. So yeah, we're gonna try the deck. I'm gonna see what I like, what I dislike. I'm not sure yet. We're just gonna see how it goes, really. I personally wasn't like the biggest fan when I saw the list, but that's because Modern is a format where you can kind of play anything. But when something's new, the question you have to ask yourself is, what is it doing that's fundamentally more powerful or different than something before? And I was having trouble answering that question with humans. So, yeah. Let's see. What time is it? Okay, so I guess we're going to give it a shot. We're going to go into a competitive league. If you give me a second. By the way, because this is the first stream, if in chat like there's any feedback, let me know. I haven't completed the layout quite yet. I'd rather just go online and start rather than tweak too much. Okay. All right. Sorry for the coughing, by the way. I'm still recovering from an illness. But yeah. Okay, so we're going to join League with our Technicolor Humans deck. Play points. So yeah. If anybody's jumping in, this is the list right now. So yeah, we're gonna play our league match. Oh, I never notice this button. It's kind of nice, actually. Okay, so we found our opponent. Sweet. Okay, we would like to play first. Right, okay, so another thing to remember is I'm playing all these decks kind of semi-cold, so I'm going to make mistakes. You're going to have to deal with it. Now this hand, this is actually kind of an interesting hand, like more from a sequence perspective than like whether I should keep or not. So for me here, the trick is, I mean, like, this is an auto keep. There's like 3 super powerful 1-drops and perfect mana almost. But I'm still trying to think, like, how do I want to start? I think the best start here is to go Noble Hierarch Unclaimed for a human. And after that, it's I have to figure out if I want to do double champion or do I want to do champion lieutenant. I think those are better lines than Mantis Rider on turn 3. I think Mantis Rider is a better closer. But if my opponent plays like a red or like a Fatal Push-ish color, I might have to just slam the Rider because basically it gets down in the Noble Hierarch being kill makes this worse. But I think we'll go Noble Hierarch and we'll see what happens. We're obviously we're going for land, unclaimed territory, naming humans here. Okay. There we go, human. This is kind of neat that it has all the like a lot of the common types on top. There we go. Yep. Okay. Okay, so Razor Thicket. I mean, there's Green Whitetron, but that's super unlikely. This to me signals a kind of Absent Company-ish deck. So our hand is pretty bad against those decks. Except he doesn't have an Accelerator, which is the weird part. There's not many decks that play Razorverge Thicket. So when I see this, I kind of want to go as fast as possible. I think our plan is probably to go Champion into Thalia's Lieutenant. That seems okay. So play this, Champion. Since I'm not convinced this is the right line, but we'll. It's probably wrong, to be honest. Boggles? Dustwatch Recruiter. Oh, Boggles could play Thicket, but it's really weird to go Thicket past with Boggles. I think that would be an awful keep. Okay, so there we go. We got our Dustwatch Recruiter. So here we're going to go Perish Mantis Rider. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Blue. Yeah, so we start with Champion, and then we Mantis Rider, right? So if I play this with white, then we have white, blue, and red. Yes, that's fine. It's a pretty good start, to be honest. Like, yep. But yeah, if your opponent goes Razorverge Thicket Pass, I wouldn't even think of Boggles, because that deck should not keep a hand without a Bogle at 7. Okay, and then we play this, which is red and blue. Cool. And then we attack with our army. The fact that they went Dustwatch Recruiter is super good for us, because, and no mana, because like we're so far ahead now. Oh yeah, Champion of the Parish, like back in the day that card was really powerful. Like I used to play it in like there used to be like a Naya Humans deck that had a mana base that wasn't that far from this. It was like back when Cavern was legal. Okay, so Meddling Mage is interesting. What is the attraction between Meddling Mage and Phantasmal Image? I'm actually gonna. If somebody knows it, please let me know. I'm gonna look it up. Because if I can name like 2 cards, yeah, that'd be awesome. Because if I can copy Meddling Mage, I mean 2 different cards, then I would probably name Collected Company and Court of Calling, and then our opponent's in real trouble. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. I can name another card? Okay. Cool. Now I need to figure out if that's the right line. I mean, right now our opponent's at 11. So like Phantasmal Imaging or Mantis Rider is pretty good too. So let's see. So assuming my opponent blocks the 2 biggest ones, the Champion and Lieutenant, then they take. This is an illusion, so I'll have to tap the Noble Hierarch. They would take. Let's see. Block these 2. So that would be 3, 6, 9. They could go to 2. And I could Meddling Mage Company. I don't think Court saves my opponent, really. I can't think of a card that could Core that would be bad. But, like, to be honest, I just don't see how they win if I, like, make Court and Company not work. So I'm going to go for that line. Also, we're going to figure out if Moto's bugged, so, you know, science. Collected Company. Basically, we want to force him to be in a really awkward position. And I think this does this efficiently. Cool. Moto works. Excellent. So chord of... What the... Oh, the game has ended? Okay, I've just won. Okay, cool. That was easy. I still have to choose a non-land card name, but I'll just put a Abandoned Reason, whatever. That's actually pretty appropriate when you play on Moto. Okay, so we played against Company. I'm pretty sure that Dismembers and Gutshots are for matchups of this nature. Grafdigger's Cage. It's extremely unlikely that our opponent would keep any Sage-ish effect against us. So these are much better than they normally would be from another deck of our type. Anafen is also great. What do I not want? Father's pretty bad. I think that's easy enough. Well, I don't want to remove too many 2-drops, but Freebooter's also... I mean, they're not that much removable. So, like, Freebooter's kind of awkward, because it's a card I really want once. Right, so, by the way, I'm not experienced with these decks, so, yeah, this is what happens. Creatures... I mean, I don't think this card's fundamentally bad, it's just... we're bringing in free drops, so while this card would be okay... Our opponents do play basics, so the fetch lands come into play tapped. But I think this card it's fine, but we're boarding it free drops, so... And I really like Mantis Rider in a matchup like this. Reflector Mage is kind of awkward since there's a lot of ETB cards, but there's a lot of 4-ofs and it counters a lot of the creatures. I think Phantasmal Images can come out to make our... Yeah, the Phantasmal Images can come out. And I like Meddling Mage, and I don't know if I like this many Freebooters. Maybe one Freebooter less. I'm not sure this is the right line. But Freebooter does get cored and collected and checks for path. It's not so bad. They do have a lot... Like, Phantasmal Image on Kitchen Finks is really good, though. I think I'm just going to go for Meddling Mages and get rid of the Freebooters. That might be wrong, though. Like, perfectly accept that would be wrong. Do we want Mirror Crusader? Pro Black and Green. That looks great. But it would be instead of Mantis Rider. Nah, I don't think these are good enough. Man, sideboarding with this deck's hard since everything's kind of like the same. Okay, so I mean we're not mulliganing this hand. Our sequence again is hard. I think we just have to go for Vile. Like I can't see what other line we'd go for. Like Champion and then next turn 2-drop would make the Vile bad, so I'm just gonna go with Vile. Yep, Birds of Paradise. Okay, so this human. Okay, that's actually kind of nice because then next turn we get to play another Vile. Tidehollow Scholar. Oh yeah. Well, actually, yeah, the Vile allowed us to play Champion and a 2-drop. I think with Tidehollow Scholar, you just take the Champion. Dark Confidant. I mean, this is a really good card to copy. Mantis Rider. This, I don't know though. Playing the second Vile. I'm really not sure about this second Vile. No, we can't play Image anyways. But we need another turn, but basically I could play a second Vile now, or I could play a Meddling Mage. And if I played Meddling Mage, what would I name? Collected Company? I guess I would name Collected Company. That's totally fine, so yes. Yeah, this seems better. I just don't want them to curve out too hard. Trying to think if Kitesail would have been okay. It's a really tough one. They have so much redundancy and they're playing off the top of their deck, so a lot of the times Kitesail feels like it's just going to be a 1-2 flyer. Okay, well, if they're thinking, is that a good sign? Like, I mean, they don't have the mana for Court, which is a good sign. Well, it could be. They could be thinking about Path. I do have Phantasmal Image, so if my opponent paths, like, this is interesting. How important is Dark Confidant to me compared to a Champion of the Parish? I have like a number of Reflector Mages, so I'm less a fan of bouncing this than I need to be. I think it's fine to keep. Not convinced about our opponent's attack though. Seems very risky. Wow. Why? Why would you play Witness there? Like, jeez. Sorry. Yeah, tomorrow's Death Shadow. Well, I'm definitely adding a counter to this. Let's see what we draw. Let's see. Well, you know what? Let's name human. Let's play this Mantis Rider. Oh, shoot. Wait. Let's pay for this Mantis Rider correctly. And then let's vial in a Phantasmal Image on Mantis Strider. Because my opponent didn't keep white up, so I don't think they have Path. I could... Actually, this makes sense. This is why you would play Eternal Witness, because you have Cord. That's like the only play that that's the only reason that makes sense. Yeah. I actually looked at chat after that as well, so thankfully more than one person figured that out. Yeah, oh, that's bad. Township's bad here. Because, like, Township is a way to beat us without going further. I'm still thinking back to this Tide Hollow Scholar. Okay, well, that's aggressive. I am totally fine with doing this because Dark Confidant is super important. And, like, our opponent has to tap out. So this is totally fine. Yeah. Oh, hey, Simon. Yeah, yeah, so I'm recovering from an illness. I am doing better, but yeah, yesterday was not very fun. Yeah, like our opponent attacked with like, I guess our opponent was like, okay, well, I'll attack, and he's not going to block because he's scared to lose his cards. But like, this is awful for our opponent. I mean, they have to pump, which is okay because it time walks them, essentially. We get back our Dark Confidant, which we can play on upkeep with this vial. So we're actually going to stop on our turn. I mean, it could be our opponent's like, okay, well, I guess I'll... Yeah, this is what happens. Pontiff. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so you get another blocker. Okay, that's cool. I can get behind that. Yes. And we're doing this... let's see. I'm not going to put a counter yet. Because we could draw that. What does Bob Upkeep accomplish? That is actually an excellent question. I'm not sure. Sorry. I think it looked cool more than it being actually good. Because I'm not taking this up, right? So you are correct. I'm sorry. Like, Magic's hard. We always screw up. That's the thing. Like, no player wants to admit is that they make so many mistakes, but everyone makes them. So yeah, you're right. It does nothing. So sorry. I should have just passed. Like, in my mind, I was taking it up, but... Because in my mind, like, I was doing a bunch of stuff, like, that made no sense. So, yeah. But, on the plus side... Now, our opponent might have Path, but if they have it, they drew it. So, my preferred line here is to play on offensive to pump this bad boy. And then attacked. Yeah, I had planned to take it up, and then I realized that would have been bad. Actually, taking it up might have been correct, but I could tick up late. Like, I can tick up next upkeep, because there's no creature that's more than 3 in my deck. Okay, we're gonna... Let's see. This seems safe, so we're gonna attack like this. Okay. It does. This creature doesn't die though, so Pontiff is gone. So that's good. We got rid of Pontiff. Okay. I've got 2 cards in hand and we win the match. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the upkeep was weird. Like I was playing to Violet anyways, and it's a company deck, so I wasn't thinking about like, well, I want to like play around these cards and effects. The offensive was pretty clutch though, because it meant that like our opponent couldn't Pontiff and kill our Bob at some point, which was great. But yeah, okay, so we're 1 up. Let's move on. Actually, I'll show the deck for people that like tuned in. So yeah, so 5-color humans, Andre Strachey's list on Channel Fireball. The one at the end of the article, if you're all interested. Yeah, use a Seachrome Coast because they play Stony Silence in the board. So yeah, there's also removal, so you need more natural lands. Adventure lands don't really make sense in a deck like this anyways. You have so few like lands already that, you know, so you might as well max on utility. I'm okay with that approach. Okay, so we're gonna play a Uver match. Yeah. 1-0 is good. 1-0 is good. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we've got unsure. Okay, so again, we're keeping this hand. We're just thinking about like sequencing. We are on the draw. No, we're on the play. Excellent. So because we're on the play, this hand is actually incredible. Because we can go Thalia turn 2. That like to me is like a super powerful opener. So I'm gonna go Cavern Human since Ziggurat does the same thing anyways. And then we play into Thalia, so we're gonna keep. I will Reflector Mage only if I see a Noble or Bird. Then I would Reflector Mage. There's like very few cards where I'd want to Reflector Mage instead of Thalia. And I want to do Noble Hierarch rather than Champion because this is too powerful on turn 2 in my view against too many decks. Okay. Sorry. Copperline Gorge. Dredge, okay. Well, since we're against Dredge, well, I can guarantee you that... Wait a second, Dredge. Oh, this is like one matchup where Meddling Mage might be better. I think it's better to Thalia first, because we're basically going to gain a turn. Since most of the dredge cards are 2 mana, so this kind of gives us time, and then I can like lock a Cathartic Reunion or Life from Below if he dredges. I could also lock a Conflagrate later. Actually, locking Conflagrate puts our opponent in a really awkward spot. So that may be our line. So what's our line? Because we could play Champion Mage, and then I like Thalia because I think this is going to stop our opponent more, and we attack for 4 because of this. So we're not like reduced, because otherwise we would play these two. So we'd attack for probably 5 next turn, and with this it's 4. So we're reducing our damage output by 1, but we are very high to disrupt them. So I like the Thalia here. Obviously they could like not sack this, but then we can Reflector Mage. We'll see. Yeah, that's tough. I still like the Thalia here. Yeah, Conflagrate I think is the most awful card for us. So that's the card we really need to watch out for. Like, if our opponent doesn't have Conflagrate, we're ahead. I'm not sure that sacking the Neonate was correct. Wow. Why would you? That seems really bad. Like, this seems like a really bad keep. Like, keep... I don't understand what our opponent's keep was. Okay, so they get a Bloodcast, I guess. Sure. Right, okay. Right, so now we can... Well, we're playing this. This is actually a good top deck. Human, okay. The question is... it's very unlikely that our opponent's going to be able to Conflagrate this turn. So I like Champion +1 at the free drops. Like, it's not that the Bloodghast is a problem, it's just that these are clunky cards right now. So I kind of like the Champion plus, and then Meddling Mage next turn. I'm doing this all pre-combat, it doesn't really matter fundamentally here though. If our opponent's going to dredge Golgari Fug. It's very unlikely that our opponent's going to get a second red source. So that's why I'm happy doing this now. Like, I don't think that card is a problem, it's just... Right, okay, so... I feel like it's probably more utility in their graveyard, to be frankly honest, but... Oh wow, the Basic Mountain. Okay, so like I could have also maged the looting, but that seemed low value to me because our plan is to get rid of this. I think we can beat. This is like the card you can't beat, so I think that it's totally fine to just plan ahead. I could have also planned to Reflector Mage like Amalgam. I think that's totally fine. So here, we definitely need to play Meddling Mage. This is like the turn we have to. What? Okay, Conflagrate. That is not a card I will accept damage from. I'll just play this. Yeah, the traditional Vile late game is so bad usually, but whatever. Okay, we won. Just by going Meddling Mage Conflagrate. Like, a lot of modern decks are like that. Like, they like revolve around the key card in a lot of matchups. And if you can name that key card, that's why this deck would be good, is you're naming like a card that they have and they're just done. Like, Meddling Mage is really powerful at the moment. But Tron has so many threats, so that's like a problem you have to deal with. Freebooter helps there. Anyways, let's see. Dredge. Well, these for sure, and these for sure. I don't like any of the removal spells. Stony Silence is doing nothing, so... I don't think Mirror Crusader is good either, right? Like, it still gets blocked by an Archamoeba, and like, it only deals so much damage. It does survive, but they have Conflagrate. This is just bad. I like the Thalias. I kind of like most cards here. I think the worst card is probably Reflector Mage, because there's not much we want to bounce. So I would take out the 4 Reflectors here and just have cages and offenses. We board in free drops, so our curve goes lower too. Yeah, that seems best. Our opponent will have removal anyways, but I can't think of a card we'd want to remove apart from Stinkweed Imp with Reflector Mage. That's like the main utility of this card, is to remove a Stinkweed Imp in this matchup, I suspect. Since Stinkweed Imp is a problem. I think it's fine. I mean, I could have one, but I like this. I like this config. Alright. Okay, well, this hand is... So, this hand... We only have one land, but we have a very good one-lander, and Cage is super powerful against Dredge. Like, they can eventually get rid of it, so like how powerful this is questionable. We have 17 more lands in the deck, maybe 18, but probably 17. So the odds of drawing a land in the first 2 turns. Let me calculate that quickly. Not quite yet. I am looking for a command for the deck list. I will give you a quick link though. So I'll give you a quick link because I need to set this stuff up for like commands. But the list at the bottom is the one you want. Okay, so let's see. Sorry. Right, so I'm going to calculate the odds. 17 out of 50 free. Right. Well, you do the inverse, right? So, sorry. So, 50 from 17 is 36. Or not the inverse, but yeah. Okay, so 36 divided by 50 free is equal to 0.6. Okay, so we are roughly 55% to hit our left. Oh, I can show you my U-White list. I mean, right now, all the lists are kind of placeholders based on what did well in leagues. Give me a second to share the list with you. If you look at my stream description, if you go in there, then you have like the deck lists in one of the tabs of the Google Doc I linked to. It's like one of the comments I've made. Right, so I'm gonna keep because I think Digger's Cage and NFNs are so powerful, but it's really close. It's like we're like 55% to make our second land drop, which is very, very low. But this card is worth a lot more than average. Okay, we got there, which is kind of unfair, actually. Yeah. There's a very low chance our opponent boarded in Grudge against us, too. So this is probably just gold. I feel bad for our opponent, because like basically we tanked for like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes on the mulligan, and we went turn 1 Grafdigger's Cage, which I would kind of be a little tilted off by, to be honest. But, so I feel bad for our opponent. Right, so they're like, yeah, just... They're clearly in trouble, so we're gonna say human. And now we want what? Double champion or Thalia? Thalia with the faithless looting isn't so bad. Coming up isn't so bad. Double champion puts a ton of pressure though. I'm more in favor of like the pressure angle at this point. Like, we have enough to, like, it's only bad if I, like, don't draw a land and draw 2 more free drops. That is correct. Faithless Looting can't be cast. Wow, this card is... I forget how good this is sometimes. Sorry. It's just... This looks so innocent back in the day. Like, it's got such a large effect though. Right? Yeah, like this just crushed our opponent's hand. That's modern for you. You just don't plan for this. Okay, Meddling Mage is interesting. What would I even want to Meddling Mage here? What's left that could bother us? Is like Ancient Grudge a possibility? It's Abrupt Decay would be the most likely. I think playing Meddling Mage, naming Abrupt Decay is a pretty solid play to go for. Yeah, Abrupt Decay. Yeah. I think that's what we want. I don't think you can play this Humans deck if you don't have like very good knowledge of Modern though. This deck requires like really good knowledge. Our opponent went good choice, I could see it. Oh wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. So we clearly got the right choice there. That was funny. I feel bad for our opponent. Our opponent was a really good sport there, so I'm gonna give our opponent an applause for because like online you play against so many people. Like it's way more often that I play against like someone that like makes me regret my decision to go online than against someone who makes me happy that I went online. So like the fact that my opponent like had pretty was a human being and was interacting in like a pretty pleasant way is like a nice change of pace. I really like that. That was great. I'm happy about that. Right, let's move on to our next match. This is the deck again. Yeah, that's good. Very happy. It's a lot easier to be a gracious winner though than a gracious loser. So we'll see. I mean, yeah. So far, so good. Meddling Mage is really powerful. It's been like really good for us so far. But yeah, Meddling Mage is like this type of card that you should only play like if you really like know Modern. Because like I understand a lot of the Modern decks, but man, like to remember everything, like you're like, okay, what's like the card in their sideboard that could deal with my issues? So you have to like memorize every matchup. It's really tough. I think Humans is like one of the harder decks in Modern because of Meddling Mage. Because you're main decking the card. Okay, so this is a keep, that's for sure. Even with the double Thalia. This is a tough one. Because like you really want a Vial on turn 1, but I also want a Noble. I think my tiebreaker on is we'll see what our opponent does. Because like going Vial turn 1, we can play Noble and a 2-drop. So I think Vial turn 1's probably better. Yeah. Mismatch Thalias. Oh, come on. There's also a foil one of these in here, so don't worry. We're mismatched. I don't have a foil one of these. That would have been max mismatch. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, not having a free drop makes me want to lean on Vial, but yeah. Well, with Scalding Tar, I'm definitely leaning on Vial. So we're gonna go for Cavern, naming human. And we're gonna go for Vial, because they usually don't have a counter for turn 1 Vial, and our opponent can't bolt our Noble here. If our opponent's a control blue deck, I think they're more likely to be on Storm. But if our opponent's a control blue deck, then this is like like first nightmare. Opponent went Steam Vents, Island Pass. Okay, our opponent's probably not on Storm. We're using this ability. Well, this is probably bad. I'm gonna lean on Thalia because higher chance that our opponent kills it, but we don't mind. And I would want to see another card for. I would rather Freebooter comes off this. So let's make it not counterable. That's a good start. Thoughts of leading on territory in case our opponent has Spreading Seas. Scalding Tarn usually doesn't lead to Spreading Seas. That's why I didn't think of it. I am wondering if I played that wrong, though. I could have probably played the Freebooter. I forgot it was Cavern. Okay. Blue Moon would be... no. Okay, well, let's see what they do here. Bottom. Okay, they're seeking some... I kind of want to just... I'll vial this in, but... This. Okay. Okay, first things first is we're gonna activate our vial and put a Thalia in play so that our opponent like has a harder time reacting to our freebooter. Whatever. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Our opponent bottomed. Okay. Are they on this Neo? Oh, they're on Neo Twin. Okay, so we've got Lighthouse, Falls, Opt, Remand, Snap. Okay. Okay, well, this isn't Fotsies, so we can't take Snapcaster. Remand is really bad right now. I'm just going to take the Opt and not give our opponent the option to use this. So I could attack for a 1 here, but I'd rather draw a card, I think. Do I want to draw a card right away, or do I want to... Information for the vial is actually pretty important, so I'm just going to draw, I think. Let me double check so it's free. I'm going to need pressure, so yeah, I'll draw a card. Yeah, they're probably on Through the Breach. Like, that assessment is accurate. Since they're not exactly doing much else. So the Opt is gone. If I was my opponent, I'd probably play Lighthouse here. Yeah, because that still gives you access to everything. Yeah, Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, you need to do this before I can draw into like something else. Okay, Lightning Bolt. Yep. I think my decision to like play the freebooter last actually ended up being... although our opponent could have killed the freebooter, so... Okay. So we're going to sacrifice this and draw a card. That's awkward. I'm going to leave this at 2. Since most of the frees are cards I want to hardcast. For now. I'm going to bump it up to free in a bit, though. Because Reflector Maging and Emrakul is actually a real thing. Human, okay. Which I just realized it was a thing. Yeah. I understand I could have vialed here. I want our opponent to think to play around cards. Hello. Right, so falls. So like my line was really bad if our opponent happens to have drawn exactly Breach and Emrakul in 2 cards, which seems very unlikely. So what I'm gonna do here is just usability. So I don't really care about this vial. I actually think it's bad for me to play it because our opponent could potentially remand it, and I don't want them to recycle their remand in any useful way. What I don't like here is the clock is super slow. Alright, so... yeah, our opponent's going to Desolate Lighthouse and most likely discard the remand anyways. But I don't want to like let them, like, if they draw into like another like weird cantrip or like Snapcaster Opt, that's like bad for us. I'd rather do this. Okay, so we don't know any card in our opponent's hand anymore. Right. We will not put a charge counter on Vial. Okay, well, this is awkward. So far, it's kind of awkward because our pressure is very minimal. But yeah. If our opponent's on Twin, then we at least have an answer. Okay. Well, now this turn I'm going to cast Vial since our opponent doesn't have Remand. I should have tapped the Unclaimed Territory very clearly. Yeah, I think that I made a mistake there, playing that into that Remand. That was a mistake. It's not good to let our opponent draw cards with something that's useless. That was bad. Don't do that. Don't play the Vial. Don't be me there. Yeah, like that would have been a Remand. That was bad. I mean, in 2 turns, this is useful. Okay, so this is... Whoa. Okay, so no. And yes. Canopy's cool, since we're going to draw a card right away. We could have tapped Seachrome Coast. That would probably been better, too. Well, we're going to cast our Lieutenant here. And make it all sorts of uncounterable. Since that allows us to attack with the other Lieutenant, finally. Now, let's see. Okay, so our opponent's probably going to... What is this? Electrolyze. Oh my god. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, that's awful for me. I really hope... Oh, this is bad. Oh, wow. Violin and the Mage. Why did I not see that? I don't know. Again, I'm a little ill-tired. Oh, wow. Yes, Violin and the Mage, guys, was the absolute 100% correct play, since he can't play the Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Okay, let me think. He's done it for X equals 4. So... He still played around like a human, although I should have played one earlier if I had one. Well, whatever. Yeah. Yep. Opponents tried to draw to something like a lightning bolt, but yeah. They topped, okay. That was super bad for us because we should have Vialed in Mage. Had we Vialed in Mage, then... Yeah, that's just been better. There goes Noble Hierarch. All these Vials are good. This is a tough one, because if I up this, any one drop I draw that is bad, but... I think I really need 2s anyways. This one's good. So we know he's played Opts. I think we could pass the turn here. I'm not sure what I would want to name with Meddling Mage here anyways. Let me think. What would I want to name with Meddling Mage? Cryptic Command is the most likely one that's awkward for me. If he has Snap Lightning Bolt, it's bad. Yeah, I can mage in response to snap, of course, but I could also mage snap. Let's see. I gotta keep the mage for Snapcaster. Because because this can't put pressure on, but I definitely should have Reflector Mage when these were electrolyzed. That's super bad. This was like one of the reasons I wanted to Meddling Mage end of turn, just in case I draw another 2-drop. But like Meddling Mage is the only other 2-drop where I'm unhappy because. Sorry about that. So I have two options here. I could Violent Mage naming Bolt, but our opponent has enough. I could Violent Mage naming Cryptic, or I could Violent Mage naming Snap. Cryptic, I think our opponent would have Crypticed one of these, so I think we can eliminate that. I don't know. I like kind of Snap first. I don't know if that's correct, but... Yeah, Champion's unplayable. I could go for trying to get lethal, but I think it's better to wait a turn since I can lethal my opponent in one turn. Most likely our opponent's playing for the Reach Emrakul, indeed. Do we put our opponent on Cryptic? Probably not. So I'm gonna just vial this in. I mean Bolt. What the hell? Electrolyze. Well, now we can't kill our opponent, so... Still like this. Wow. Basic planes. Okay. Pestermite. There we go. They're on twin. Humans is okay. I played this game very poorly though. Probably don't want to Reflector Mage that. Do I want to Reflector Mage a Pestermite? Seems so bad. Do I have to? Do I have to? Why would they do this? Because if I Reflector the Mage this, they play it on my next turn. It's not like I'm getting anywhere. I don't think I can win anyways, like in this position. Like, I'm dead to Kiki, sure, but... Like, because if you had Kiki Jiki, you could just have copied Snapcaster Mage with it. So, yeah. He should have played it on his turn if he had it. Okay, sure. I don't think bouncing like the Pestermite is leading to me winning that game, anyways. Fluid control. This is kind of awkward because a lot of these cards are like all okay-ish, but nothing like I don't really like gut shot against those decks because they have Exarch. Like this member's okay, but Image is really bad against Electrolyze, so. I like another Anafenza. I don't know about these Reflector Mages though. They have value creatures. It's really awkward because without Vile, Reflector Mage is bad, and with it, it's good. I could also do Graph Taker's Cage for snaps, but that just seems bad. Like I could play one. Yeah, they can tap Vile too. That's just. I'll put a Cage in. It's not the best, but. Am I happy with this? No, but an offense is a 4/4. That thing is really beefy. I probably want a second one over one of these images, and I don't want a second cage though. One cage is okay. Yes. Ugh, this hand's awful. All again. Keep. Not very good, but. Keep and try to name Lightning Bolt. I guess that's fair. Yeah. Now this is interesting. Okay, so we're clearly not playing this. We're clearly playing this, but what do we name? I still like Bolt. These decks have so much redundancy, so it's really awkward. I think next I'm gonna name Electrolyze. If our opponent has a mass removal spell, we're gonna lose. So like, I could also name Anger. They topped and bottomed. They could have Pyro. The problem is they could have Anger or Pyroclasm. Oh man, do I play around Anger? I know our opponent has Electrolyze in their deck. So like playing the I just lose to a card they already have. But I'm trying to play around a card they might have. I can name Human because we have Seachrome Coast. I don't want to play. I'm not going to play around Electrolyze. Sorry, I'm not going to play around Pyroclasm Anger. Okay, so we want to name Electrolyze. Yeah. I could dial down my voice a bit. Let me know if this is better. Yeah, this explosives for 1 is super awkward. But I think we just attack with a champion and mage here. And we just hope that our opponent doesn't have Anger. I mean, if our opponent had Electrolyze, is pretty bad too. So, and like they could have had Pyroclasm. That's kind of the issue, is you don't really know what your opponent can present. Like, a freebooter is really important in this match, just to see what your opponent has. It's more important than mage for sure. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play this lieutenant because I don't want this bolted to a little too easily. I'm totally fine with like one of these, but if he has electrolyze, I get wrecked again. But then again, this explosive is already a problem. Nice mustache. Yeah. Getting destroyed here. Oy. And I used to be on this side, the blue-red side. It was so much better. It's so hard to play around all these cards. Like, Freebooter is like your best card by far, and then everything else is just trying to catch up. Jesus Christ. I don't think I can beat Shackles. Yeah, my opponent, like, that's the thing, right? Like, what did we have? We had image, yeah. Our opponent would have electrolyzed the image and then, like, angered. Although, I guess they couldn't have done that. They could have explosives, though. Yeah, they could have explosives the champion and then get us. It would have been better, I guess. If I, like, saw their hand, it would have taken more damage. Shackles is not a beatable card. I mean, I think I should play this Noble Hierarch still. Yeah. Oh, we're getting destroyed this match. This matchup seems awful. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I know we had a cage, it was already juicy enough. Jeez. I'll wait for a bit. This is not good for us at all. We're super far behind. Cards. Board. Just life is ahead, but we're not a reach deck. I'm gonna play this. I gotta pass. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever played a creature deck against Vidaka Shackles, but it's really bad. Like, really, really bad. Probably is okay. Like, our opponent wants to kill Thalia more than take it. Sure. I mean, there is a world where I get lucky enough to win, but it's very unlikely. That's a start. Since our opponent should have boarded out almost all their counter magic. Jeez. Wow. Okay. Well, this is awkward. Okay, how can we win this match? I think I take the Harvest Pyre. Because, like, the anger's bad too. Like, all of this is awful for me. I'll take the Harvest Pyre since, like, I could play Thalia's Lieutenant. That runs into Bolt. I just need to draw, like, a Meddling Mage to force the anger. And then, like, somehow get Metis right. This is, like, impossible. I'm so far behind. So difference between Magic and Hearthstone at a competitive level. Sorry. Magic is more about how you interact with your opponent. So, like on a micro level, so like you react to what they do like very rapidly and fluidly. Okay, so our opponent has 2 bolts. A snap and the linkers. And so like you react really quickly to what your opponent's doing potentially. You also have mana, so like it's not guaranteed. Like certain play patterns aren't guaranteed, and basically Magic's a lot more about risk assessment than Hearthstone is. Competitive Hearthstone is more about like you have information. What do you do with that information? Like basically, it's tracking your opponent's deck. It's understanding what cards are important in your matchup but you are allowed the possibility of knowing which ones are because data's tracked. Then mulliganing aggressively to those cards. It's a lot about competitive Hearthstone is like almost like a perfect information game, and competitive Hearthstone for me is like a macro competitive information game. Like you have multiple decks, you know what cards matter in the matchup, so you need to know all that info, and you need to plan on a macro level like over several turns. We have that in Magic, but it's a lot more micro. Like how do you interact? How do you gain tempo on like specific turns? How do you like counter your opponent's use of mana for your own? How like. You know, like your mulligans are much more interesting, I find, in Magic, because in Hearthstone there's the kind of correct line, while in Magic it's not necessarily correct, because you have to make risk assessment analysis, but it might be based on unknown information. I think Magic's much more about unknown information than Hearthstone is. Okay. I think that's the main difference for me. Is Hearthstone, you know much more what's going on info-wise than Magic. Okay, our opponent's gonna snap bolt us. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Well, our opponent decided to snap bolt us. Which means they have 2 removal spells left. Oh. Well, they have another snap. Cool. Oh, never bolt. Okay, sure. That matchup seemed really bad. I mean, I think we could have won game 1, like, given perfect play, but game 2, like, there was just... maybe... Felt super bad there. Oh yeah, sorry. I'll show you the guys of the deck, or like, sorry, not guys, but whoever is selected. So you can see the deck here. While I look for a league match, it's just 5-color humans again. I really like the 4 horizon canopy. I think that's actually correct compared to the fetchland versions of humans I've seen. Makes you more susceptible probably to Blood Moon and to some degree Spreading Seas, but it doesn't honestly matter. Like, just being able to cash this in for a card is really important. And your mana is really good between the other, like, 12-ish lands and Noble Hierarch and Vial. So you have, like, 20... You have 16 sources that allow you to cast your other colors, so I think that's totally fine. Yeah. Let's see here. It's taking a while to find an opponent, I guess. 2-1. Oh, we'll join the match. Yeah. I mean, I really like twin decks, but I'm not sure how competitive they are when you're relying on Kiki-Jiki. I mean, right now, Bolt has seen very little play, and there's a lot of big mana, so that's like why these decks are a little better than usual, but still, feels like a lot of work. I could see like a Field of Ruin version of Kiki-Jiki combo, because that it doesn't work well with Blood Moon, but if you had Seize too, I could see something like that. I could see a deck that does that. So we wanted to die roll. And this is not a one later we're going to keep, so we're going to mulligan this. This is even worse, so we're mulliganing 2 down to 5. Not a fan of one-landers on the play that don't have Vial or Noble. But definitely not a fan of zeros. So we're going to mulligan to 5. And this is not good, but we'll keep. And we're going to bottom. Since we have a Vial and we have the... Oh, we're going to need Frets, not mana. So human... I don't think playing Plains Vial is going to be... Look... Like, that might be suspicious, but I think our opponent will get it. Free canopy 2 planes, like what's the rationale behind that? Goblin Guide. Okay, the one reason to if we're against burn though, man, there's so many cards in the name. A for Vial. Well, that's awkward, as they say. Okay. Okay, so what do we want to name? We want to name Searing Blaze. Because that card is not fun to play against. I don't know if you have the chance to play against Searing Blaze with a creature deck, but it's not fun. So I think that's the card I have to name. It's just too good. Problem is I'm going to take like at least 4 from this Goblin Guide, if not more, which makes me super sad. Okay, they have to bolt. Okay, well, that's okay. They don't have a land. We're going to draw a card. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is not looking good. We're gonna vial in probably a Phantasmal Image to block this Goblin Guide. That is not what we want to do. But actually, because our opponent has 6 spells in hand, like, and we're putting no pressure. They're gonna like cast them eventually. Swift Spear. Hey, well. We can kill a Swift Spear. That's actually really good. Oh, if they're not attacking, then I'm not playing this. I'm not flashing this thing in. No chance. So which one is this? This is this one? No, we're gonna keep it at 2. Because we can cast a free drop. Okay. I guess we'll pass here. Right, but you still name Searing Blaze rather than Bolt, because Bolt like Searing Blaze like is always like maximum damage and like is good on curve, while Bolt like they have to at least use it on your creature. And there's a lot of cards that just don't deal with Mage, like Spike, Boros Charm, Skullcrack. So like naming Searing Blaze like means they have to use like Bolt or Rift Bolt. I think naming Rift Bolt is probably like the best if you can, but okay, so. Like if they have it on suspend. This is interesting. Opponent is not attacking. Well, I am totally fine with that. We're going to up both vials, I think. Yes. So we will play our Champion of the Parish. Yeah, Burn hasn't like been played a lot recently, so that's why people don't have hate for it. But you could definitely like play Auriok Champion is totally fine. So yeah, our opponent Boros charms us, which is normal. I guess I could have Reflector Mage there. Like I have to put pressure on my opponent at some point. I'm I'm going to reflect this Swift Spear. But I don't think I'm gonna Phantasmal Image right away. So I can do it later, and then my opponent can't cast a Goblin Guide. Yes, that's true. So we don't want charge counters. Campbell is interesting. Well, yeah, I think we copy our image. I haven't had like a proper chance to try Phantasmal Image. Seems okay. Since you have a lot of ETB effects. Like, it's a good filler card. I've not been in many situations where I couldn't cast it, so it's been good that sense. Okay, well. We're gonna play this Vial or not? I'm gonna play it, even if it like tells our opponent that we have no cards. Like, might as well just, you know, have perfect mana, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna die. We are gonna die. Like, having no clock on our opponent. Okay, if they like paid liver this, we're basically dead. Maybe not, but yeah. Yep, Searing Blaze. That's why we named that. This card is why this matchup's awful. That and Searing Blood. Just horrific cards for you. Okay, so the last one we say yes. No. No. Yes. Mage. Well, now our opponent has Goblin Guide. Jeez. What the can I name? Hey, do I stay back as well? Like, this is super bad for me. Like, I could attack, I guess, with the copy. But then what do I name? I mean, I could name Searing Blaze, although it's not likely. I think our opponent, if they had two, they would have played it. Okay. They probably just have Lethal in hand. In that case, I name like Lava Spike or Lightning Bolt. They would have played Lava Spike. Was there a better time? Lightning Helix. That could be a possibility. I mean, it's all like, just choose your poison. Like, unless I have Freebooter, there's just no way to know. I guess Lightning Helix is as valid as anything else. Like, I mean, I have no clue. I have no clue. Whatever. Lava Spike? If he double Lava Spikes me, that's going to be brutal, because I thought about naming that. Oh, come on. Come on. Sorry, the music for some reason cut. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of blaming Lava Spike, but yeah. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And like, you look at my sideboard, it's just nothing for this matchup. I mean, I guess like Dark Confidant and Thalia is okay. No, it's like a free 2. What? It's not okay. I'll just board in these 4/4s. This does like stop them if they have a fetch, but it's very easy for them to kill it. We're gonna go with this, but yeah, this matchup seems also atrocious. Basically, if they have Lightning Bolt in your deck, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to win. Lightning Bolt seems like a horrific card for me. No 1-drop, but it still seems fine because of Freebooter and then Anafenza. Freebooter into Anafenza into Mantis Rider is okay. Yeah, this deck is very different if it has Goblin Guide or not. Follows Lieutenant. It's also very different if it's Peak or... Okay, well... Neither of those cards is blocking. Yeah, sure. Whoa, okay. Well, we've got Path, Helix, Swift, Path, Helix, Swift, Mountain, Vantage. Path, Helix. I'm just writing cards on the side, it just seems easier. Swift, Helix. Blood. I kind of want them to use their Path on this. I'm gonna take the Syrian Blood because that's just too awful to contemplate at this point in the game for me. Our opponent plays their Vantage, plays their Swift Spear, and probably plays their Path. Yep. Yes. And I take damage. Woohoo! And reveal a Noble Hierarch. It's just all the good things. Double 10 gives us a free. I think I want to play Anafenza this turn. And I'm okay with taking this damage. Anafenza is really beefy. I could also have played the Mantis Rider, but my opponent could just Lightning Helix that. This at least they need to trade 2 cards. Yeah, this matchup, like I think our opponent has Lightning Bolt, like our matchup is awful, basically. It felt very easy against non-Bolt decks and very hard against Bolt decks. Well, I mean, we'll search. Nope. Oh, just habit. Like, it is really just habit. Send his Lightning Helix Mountain. It could be 2 Doritos. I don't think we're winning. Let me think. Is there a way for me to win this match? I go double Lieutenant. Or I get a free and a 1/1. Then I have to double block. That seems bad. Yeah. Yeah, this is much better. You're right. Okay. Play Mantis Rider and my opponent helixes it. I'm like that to anything, but I don't see how I can win this game by doing double Lieutenant since my opponent helixes one and I kind of have to. I'm just gonna go for this. Honestly, I think I could like go and get like T or something in a real match. Because this might as well be that. Oh, whatever. It's all good. These matchups are atrocious. What am I hoping to draw is another good question, I guess. But Reflector Mage, I guess, is the only card that would save me from there. Something tells me I'm dead anyways. Oh yeah, I should have played the double lieutenant because this just puts me to dead. So that's fair. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I should have played double lieutenant. Still would have lightning helix, the lieutenant draw. Meddling Mage would have been like in the dark. Yeah. I'll say one thing for humans. This has been really fast. I've been playing for like what, like an hour and 20 minutes, like 30 minutes and 4 matches. That's pretty good. I wasn't planning on doing the second league, but if it's going at this speed, I might. We could try some changes. If you have some like ideas for changes, I'm all ears. I definitely want something against like these Red Bolt decks. I think like being cold to them is just not a like an answer. Well, this seems fine. Keep. So we're gonna start with this on human and play a champion. Scred? Come on. I mean, our opponent could be on some really weird teched out Stormless, but this looks like Scred red. Yeah, definitely. Okay. What do I want to do this turn? This deck... Does this deck play Blood Moon? Usually... Let me just check. I'm guessing this deck would play Blood Moon, but I'm just going to double check. Yes, it does play free Blood Moons, and that card would cold us. Yeah, I think we need to... So... Let me think. Yeah, calling Scred might be correct here. I could also Vial and Hark. Like, Vial protects me quite hard. What I'm gonna probably do... I could also Mage and Vial. Mage and Vial is actually probably the right line. Yeah, oh, I can't Vial. I can't Vial. I have Thalia. I have Thalia. Could attack first and see what happens. Oh yeah, the deck plays Anger. Jeez. I think I need to aim Anger. I think I can beat all the other cards. I can't beat Anger. At least he has to use, like, yeah, everything. Yeah, naming Anger seems fine. I'm gonna attack with Thalia first. I think my opponent's got a red removal spell, that's why I'm attacking here. Okay, so we can play what? I think playing Vial like counters my opponent's plan the hardest. So this all looks really weird, by the way. Oh, this is creature spells, so I can't play it. That was really stupid. Whatever. Like, don't. By the way, if you ever like are in this position, don't like bank down on your idiocy like I do. Just accept that you screwed up, then move on. If our opponent has Anger, I don't think I'm gonna win. So I think Scred is a totally fine choice. Especially since our opponent tapped 2 mana. If our opponent has Anger, though, this is going to be awful. No, I can't play Vial because it costs 1 more. That's the whole point. Let me cast. Like, I can't cast A for Vial because that Thalia makes it cost 2 and I have 2 Ziggurats. I'm glad you thought I could play Vial, though, because that reassures me that, like, it's not just me that would have screwed that one up, potentially. And Magic is hard. Right. Do we want to Reflector Mage this? I can't imagine there's like much in the deck. Storm Breath Dragon's pro white, so whatever. I think this is a totally fine target to lose. I could have played Mantis Rider, yeah. Oh, it exiles it? Okay. It's fine. Our opponent can only anchor next turn. Yep. Yeah, anger. Or Scorch, okay. It's fine though, it dealt some damage. I guess we want to play Mantis Rider here. One second. We do want to play Mantis Rider, but we want to do so while letting us play File. Yeah, we'll just sting our opponent for 4 here. Well, our opponent's gonna Stormbreath Dragon. Pro white, jeez. That is super harsh. What is up with these lightning bolt decks? It's no good attack here. We need to draw Folly's Lieutenant stat. Well, that's fine. Because our opponent's going to eventually draw into an anger or whatever, like something eventually, and we're going to be in trouble. Yes. Yes. Noble Hierarch. Well, that's interesting. But all my creatures are white, so I basically have to pass the turn. Yeah. Protection is actually kind of a messed up ability. Yeah, sure. Four mana cycle is okay by me. I could have also waited with this in my hand in case I draw a Champion of the Parish. Valia. Well, great. That's very useful. Magic is fun sometimes. Anger. Nope. Cough of the Hammer. Well then. This is what? Until end of turn. Yeah. Yeah, just untap for Manusket here. There's not much I could draw, by the way. Like, while I am drawing Unclaimed Territory, this is not the stage of the game I should be winning at. Oh, sure. Human. 1 second. Yeah, we have Ziggurats. It's fine. Illusion would actually be really nice, I guess, since we could copy this thing and attack, but we don't have that. That's what we need. Phantasmal Image. Copying Stormbreath Dragon and with some triggers. Yep. 6. Oh, I guess we could take 1 less. Trying to figure out what we can draw now. The Storm Breath isn't really an out. Well, not Cavern. Because if I attack everything on Cough, I could like make the Shuri go longer, but there's no card in my deck that allows me to win, so we're gonna concede here. Like we could stop our opponent ultimating Cough, but then like we can't really get through. Dismembers are good. These are awful. What does the deck play in the board? Don't play any cards we care about for Vitian Renegades. Offense is kind of nice because it survives Anchor and Dismembers. Reflector Mage is pretty bad. It's weird. It's like a deck with a bunch of big drops, but Reflector Mage is bad because, well... Yeah, pro white. This is also pretty bad. I prefer Thalia or Reflector Mage. Like Thalia does let the creature be tapped. It's not like super awful. It's not like totally awful. Maybe Mirran Crusader is better. Like at least Mirran Crusader attacks for more damage. Yeah, I like Mirran Crusader one. Of course we draw it, so we're gonna see right away if we were right. I'll keep this hand. It's very awkward for this, but the fact we can start with Freebooter is really nice. It's a bit of a slow, clunky hand. It's the like one big drawback. Cool. Okay, so well, let's see what happens here. If I put in Lightning Bolts, I've actually not been in this scenario yet. I assume I just see the hand, right? Our opponent only has 2 Stormbreath Dragons. You don't know how correct that statement was. Like, literally the most correct statement. 2 Mountain. Okay, so... cool. That's great. If we can get this guy out of range, though, that'd be great. Let's see. I think I just play Mirran Crusader and nothing else. Like... I think it's okay if our opponent anchors like the 1 Mirran Crusader. They have like more than Scratch, so like, you know. Alright, 2 Mountains gone. Wow. Oh, we have to Dismember for the dragon. Let's see. If I play 2 Lieutenants, then this Mirran Crusader becomes a 4/4. My opponent can anger, but then our opponent's like in a pretty close to lethal range if I do that. But they have to have not drawn a bolt. If they drew a bolt, like this is horrific for me. But then this kills them. That's like a super like tempting line, really. Like if our opponent has it, they kind of have it. This... Like Anchor would demolish me, I guess, but not Anchor, Bolt. Anchor, I know he has. If Anchor, because, yeah. But I like this line because now our opponent has to have Mountain plus Bolt. Top deck. Yeah. Yeah, they anger away those, and this survives. And that's a great position to be in. We don't play our image because we want to image a Stormbreath and Dismember. We could... Let's see. Actually, let me think about this. I got happily Horizon Canopy here. There's like no cost to doing this now. I say after realizing there is an actual cost, but whatever. I think Freebooter here is good. We just get an update on what's going on. Okay, so our opponent has more lands. Sorry, you are right. Okay, so... Right, and then we just dismember this and win. Turns out, this Mirran Crusader we weren't sure about was the MVP. That's actually kind of insane to me. Like, I was like, well, Reflector Mage doesn't seem that great. Faliire, okay, we'll just go with Mirran. Oh, it was great, okay. Like, I don't think that game is representative, since to make it like good, they have to have no bolt and you have to have double lieutenant. So I'm not gonna like overvalue the card. It was like really good there, but it's like exactly what we needed. It's kind of funny. It's much worse on the draw too. Like, I think this is fine. Okay, let's try to get our play points back. Since we're 2-2, start 2-0. Going 0 free sucks. Like really bad. What's well, this isn't super vulnerable to anger, but oh my god, MVP right here. I'll keep. Relic of Progenitus. They didn't have anything better? Okay. Well, human. And Noble Hierarch, since, yep. Okay. But the problem is our opponent can draw a card off Relic, so I like the Folly a little more here. Unless they go like... Oh, our opponent's thinking about it. That was a weird pause. I am playing humans because I am playing 30 different modern decks over 30 days. So this is one of 30 decks. So don't worry. If you're not a fan of humans after today, you won't see it again. So it's not a problem. Tomorrow is mid-range. Grixis Shadow. Anyways. Let me think. Our opponent was tanking. So they like pretty sure have Lightning Bolt / Shred. So we know that our Fred is going to die. Like, whatever we play is going to probably die. Knowing that. I could play Thalia. I think Thalia Noble's okay, since then they can't recycle this relic. Like, exile it, but... I think Valiant Noble might be the best line. I'm not happy about it though. And then Freebooter after, or Mantis Rider, depending what happens. It's really awkward if our opponent like goes like Bolt Anger, but like there's only so much we can do about it. It's much more awkward though if they go like Blood Moon next turn if we don't play this Hark. So yeah, we're gonna play this Thalia first. Thalia first. So. By the way, if you ever hesitate as to what to kill, always kill the bird or the noble or whatever. Almost always. Yeah, so our opponent is going to kill Thalia, the untap. I would anger if I had anger there, so probably our opponent doesn't have anger. Okay, so this turn... I really want to deploy a Fret, but it's super important to know what's going on. So I'm a big fan of going Freebooter, hoping there's nothing, and then playing Noble and smashing for free. So we're definitely using this mana this turn. Mantis Rider would dink for 5, but the fact that I can't boost it... Like, if I had Thalia's Lieutenant, I wouldn't have no mana, but yeah. Okay, so... It's awkward that our opponent has an open mana here. Okay. So, let's see. Cough is not an issue right now. Blood Moon, though, might be. Like, Cough is only an issue with Storm Breath. And I have Noble Hierarch to kill Koth, so I think it's totally fine to take the Blood Moon here. Because otherwise we don't get rid of mana, so I think the Blood Moon's good here. So we could also play the Vial, but I really think that it's important to deal some damage at some point. Yeah, and I'm not gonna like let go of free damage, I think, this easily. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just said we don't get red mana under Blood Moon. That I just realized. It's all good though. Our opponent played Blood Moon anyways. It's fine. We fixed the issue of me being a total idiot. Oh my gosh. Okay, so our opponent has Storm Breath, and clearly we've taken a Blood Moon that was very relevant. So this turn, let's see. We need to develop not just this turn, but the one after. Because our opponent's going to have a pro-white creature. So, Mantis Rider deals 6. So this is +2 damage. And I don't think any of the other cards are really going to do much. So I like playing Mantis Rider here. White, blue, red. And attacking for 6. Yep. And then playing Vial. Now, our opponent can, like, Monstrous with Koth earlier than we would like. Just because they could... If they have another mountain, they can play Koth. And then... let's see, 6, go down to 4 plus, yeah. So they can Monstrous it and then block, but... And it's really good against our Noble Hierarch clan. Yeah. Yo. Okay. Hello. Lantern Expert. Let's see. Pro White. Well, right now, if we attacked with everything that could block Mantis Rider and this, so it's the same damage. So we're just going to attack with Freebooter. The best Freebooter. That Freebooter is like gigantic. Actually, nah, Koth wasn't a real problem. So I'm gonna cast Mirran Crusader here. Yeah, since we can cast Mantis Rider a little easier. Well, sorry, that's not right. It's mostly because Mantis Rider has haste. That's why. So I can cast it next turn and attack with everything. If we attack with everything that isn't a Noble Hierarch, then we have... This is... Oh. Okay. That seems totally fine to me. So if we play a Mantis Rider, our opponent blocks the Mirran Crusader and they die. Excellent. Most excellent. Much excellent news here. Yes, this is looking like lethal to me now. So, red, blue, white. Yep. So, this Mirran Crusader has been actually pretty okay here. Right, so they block this and they take 7 and die. Excellent. Well, no, we know their hand. I know there's a Koth. Like, I've seen the Koth earlier. So, this is why I said it was lethal. We got 1 treasure. Here we go. Our reward, 1 treasure chest. Yes. Now, oh, I just got a message. What was the message? Moto doesn't allow me to see messages after the match. That's great. So, sorry to my opponent. Yeah, I'm definitely opening the chest. Just so we're clear. Chests I'm opening on this stream are gonna get opened. That like, come on. Like, if I was watching a streamer and they got chests and weren't opening them, I'd be really sad. So like, I understand totally there. That's no problem. Sorry. Let's close this. Let's go to the. We've earned this chest. This was a hard fought chest. I have like a bunch of other chests. These are like from another, so just ignore it for now. Okay. I'm gonna think because I'm a little sick. So doing another stream is a bit awkward when I'm feeling ill. But like it's been a good vibe, and I did want to. So like while I think about it, if you like if those who are watching like have ideas as to like how we could improve the sideboard, I'm like pretty okay to like listen because the deck was pretty quick. So doing another league isn't that bad, and I'm really interested in seeing like how we can change this. I'm not the biggest fan of the gut shots. Like they're very good against company decks, but I just don't think it's like a gut shot format. So like these could be anti burn cards or like anti. I need like anti bolt cards. Like the bolt decks really ripped us. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna open a treasure chest. This is the one. This is the one we received. This is all our hard work. Right here. Right here. This is what we worked for. This is why you play for 2 hours Magic. To get your Loxodon Gatekeeper. Right there. Bam. Loxodon Gatekeeper. If there is a secondary market for cards, and Loxodon Gatekeeper, how much is it worth? It's worth a mighty... Oh, look at this. Right here. This value right here. 0.01 ticket. Yes. Yes, right there. That was great. Yeah. No. I mean, it's fine. Like, I was hoping for play points or something. Lantern Scout is a really good anti-burn card. It's bad against control bolt decks. Oh, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I have no regrets when opening a chest. Zero regrets. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. I wonder... There were spikes on the graph. I'm pretty sure they were like 0.01 and 0.02. Selfless Spirit? No. Like, the games we were losing weren't because of mass removal. I think there was like one game where we lost because of anger. But we lost because we had to name like point disruption, like an electrolyze in that case. So... If I wanted a card against mass removal, I think Anafenz is already kind of helping there. Because Anafenz dodges a lot of the mass removal. Chalice on one. Probably not. I don't like playing non-creature spells with this. Stony Silence is like acceptable because that card is really, really good when you need it. There's already Stony Silence. So we're good there. Lantern Scout is a good idea against the aggro decks, but against the country, what would be good? I'm gonna look at some lists off screen. Let's see what would be good. What have people figured out with the human stack? Sin Collector's an interesting one. Not the biggest fan. Zenchen Necromancer is a cool one as well, but it's not very good. I'm gonna let's see. MTG Top 8 allows me to compare sideboards. Eldritch Evolution. That is one hard spell to cast right here. You got Cavern, Ziggurat, and Unclaimed Territory, so probably not. Anything that's like even a single color and not a creature is really bad. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, Sin Collector's a good card. I would be up for it. Kira. Kira's interesting. It's not wholly impossible to cast her. Well, I'm looking at some cards and I didn't even know Devout Chaplain was an effect that existed. That seems actually pretty sweet. Eidolon Vertoric is a pretty typical. Oh yes, there is a card that is good. I don't think I have it. So oh yeah, in the future I'm planning to do with Mana Traders, so none of these adding cards is an issue. But right now we're I have to verify PayPal, so it's pretty bad. Whatever. Hostage Taker. It doesn't help against the Bolt decks though. It's a really good card, I think. But no, I don't think it's. I think it's needed. You already have your Reflector Mages. It's good removal, but you already have the 4 Reflector. Reclamation Sage. Card's fine. It's not what we're looking for though. I'm looking for a card that allows me to fight Bolt decks. So Worship. That's a fun one. I was invite the control once, but once. Yeah, Worship was the most interesting one, but Ziggurat and Worship is bad. Is there nothing? Burton Forge Tender is kind of cool, but it's just not what we want. Yeah. Let's see. Is there any? What human is there? Are there? Let's do it old school. We're gonna do this like really old school. Jeez. Well, some of these cards don't exist, but where is human referenced here? Oh, Bruno. I mean, if this flips, it's really good against Bolt decks. Orc Champion's obviously great. But I don't want this against Snapcaster decks. I mean, it's okay, but format modern. Ranger of Eos? Like, Rangers are really... I mean, the problem, though, is we're getting 2 Champions of the Parish. So it's not like we're super coming back. But Ranger's okay. It does, like, kind of do the effect we want. Like... but it's not good against the Acro Bolt decks. So many humans, jeez. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing I can. If you can figure something out, because like all these Bolt decks are really a problem, and I can't. It is often, but like the number of effects that you want in Modern are so limited. Like the effects that are good enough to see play, like there's not like a ton. So, like if I think a card is good against Burn, I probably already have seen it before. It's not like I'm gonna discover a new anti like Burn card. I mean, Lantern Scout is the closest, but even then, like I don't even think it's that good because their plan is to put Searing Blazes and Searing Bloods against you. That doesn't really help. Trying to think. Just nothing that really drives me here. Like, it's all kind of mediocre. So mediocre. Although this is a fun one. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I'm trying to find this way, but it's just not. No, there's no Core Firewalker, that's super hard to cast. Auroch Champion is the effect you want. Auroch Champion. I guess we could just run Auroch Champion. That's not like unreasonable. Right, okay. Okay, let's stop this. I guess we could... Auroch Champion's good against the aggro versions, but then... Like, you really want it. Like, pretty early. Well, yeah, the problem is like... You ever want something like that survives Lightning Bolt? Like, Anafenza's super good. Like, Anafenza, like, is a really great card. It's just a big 4... Like, just the 4/4 body and the ability are just incredible. It's like a perfect modern card. I mean, it dies to decay, I guess, but yeah. Yeah, I can't think of an effect we would want. Yeah, might have to just say that burn is bad. That seems like pretty weak, but I haven't been able to find something apart from Auroch Champion. Yeah. Well, yeah, but the two issues we had were Bolt Snapcaster was one, and then the other one was Burn with Searing Blazes and Searing Bloods. I think you can fight one of those. I don't think you can fight both, because the cards are not designed to fight both. Okay. If I was to make any changes... Honestly, okay, what I'll do then... Because I'm feeling, unfortunately, I'm pretty ill, so I think this league is gonna be the end. But I'm gonna look for like, for those that stick around, I'm gonna look at like ways we could have changed things. The problem with Kambal is it's a 2/3, so you Lightning Helix them once and you take a card, but it doesn't. I think Kambal might be good though. You're right because it's okay against the Snapcaster decks. Yeah, so if I was to change the list. I'd probably cut one or two. I don't know about this Renegades either. I think Stony Suns is where you want to be with more. So I'd cut these, and I would put 2 Kambals. Because these are good against Storm and like they're okay, right? And we want an anti-anchor card, so you're loyal to try. Sorry. Okay. I'll let you explain that one a little more. Fodnot Seer. I did not consider that. 8 is way too low, though. Yes. Yeah. Kambal is probably the right call. Because like it's really good against the control decks, too. It gives you some reach. I don't know if I want to play more than 2, though. It is a legendary creature. Loyal Sentry? What the heck does that do? Loyal Sentry. I think I know what that is, but I must... Oh, it is that. Yeah, no, please, no. Nah, no. This isn't where we want to be. I thought it was this. I thought it was like something different, which is like +2/+2 when it blocks, but yeah, that's not... Yeah, we don't want this. Like our problem is like we get outgrinded either by the Snap Bolt decks or we die to burn horribly. I think the 2 Kambal is good, the 2 Anafenza is good, so you can morph a bit. Like these Mantis Riders aren't great against burn. So if you had like these and you're putting them in against Bolt decks, then you would either lose the Mages or the Riders, depending if it's the control or aggro matchup. Riders is still good though, but you don't want too many frees. Let's see. What would be a good last card? Like what would be a spicy last card? That'd be like the coolest card we could have in the human sideboard. Like the thing that really like total wow factor. Worship is probably that. I like Worship. If you could like... let me get the version that isn't... show version someone. Let me get the one that's much more recognizable. Because, yeah. Yeah, well, Ziggurat and Worship don't work. Oh, and Vile, oh, it's too much. It's just too much. Yeah, that's the problem. This mana base gives you so few options. Like, yeah, just so few. Sorry, I'll just play the music for a bit so you can listen to the beginning soundtracks. Yeah. I would say, what would be a good last card? Worship isn't. Come on, we can figure out something. Harsh Mentor is interesting too. Why would you want Harsh Mentor against like Tron, I guess? So, what we're gonna do is I got an incredible piece of wisdom when we tested with Simon Gertson, where I played one of the worst decks I've ever played in a Pro Tour, which was Demonic Pact Blue Black. It was as bad as it sounds right now. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. And he basically said, if you don't know what to put in your sideboard, just put a card that is objectively good. Because if your deck is bad for some reason, then at least you have some good cards to put in. So like that tournament, I ended up doing well because I had a terrible deck, but I happened to have Jaces and Dragonlord Serlungars, and they carried me through. So, in the dark, we're going to put a little Dark Confidant. I think that's roughly what we want. I think Free Mirror and Crusaders is too much, so we could put like 2 Confidants or something like that. Kind of like this version. The one got shot is cool. Yeah. Yeah, this seems okay. You could play like a Harsh Mentor too if you wanted. I could see. Yeah, Hostage Taker was the other one. Yeah, like some of my friends played Hostage Taker. So if you want to, like, you could lose. The images were fine, but you could like lose one, play like a Taker main deck, or a Confidant, like whichever. This seems much better for post-better board games, though, to be frankly honest. Venser, that's the spicy one. I think you would rather have Hostage Taker than Venser. Like, Venser's okay, but this is really good. And, like, there are just times where this gets, like, an Oblivion Stone off the board. I don't really like Selfless Spirit against both decks. Like, I've played against that card so many times, and every time they just, like, kill it and then kill your board. It's just... Like, it does attract a Bolt, but they're playing Snapcaster Bolt, so... I haven't been a fan of Selfless Spirit. I think it's fine if you're, like, against a Supreme Verdict deck, but, like, I wouldn't play it against a Bolt deck. There's, like... Sorry. There's only, I think, one deck in Modern that plays both Bolt and Verdict. And not even most versions do, so... I think Selfish Spirit is more for, like, Verdicts and Anchors, not Bolts. Geist of St. Traft. Snapcaster blocks it too efficiently. You could meddling on... Yeah, I mean, yeah, but they brought in, like... You don't know what their sweeper is, so that would be the idea. It doesn't usually work like that in games. Like, they have an Electrolyze or something. It's... Like, it sounds good, and then it just doesn't happen. Because you need, like, both cards, and... Yeah, Geist was a little closer, but yeah, like, they have Snapcasters. They could just, like, activate Snapcaster and, like, play it and block it. That's just little you can do with the way this deck is configured. I think Dark Confidant is good. If there's, like, a human that's, like... Yeah, you could also have, like, Auroch Champion is... Like, if Burn is big in the metagame, like, Auroch Champion's good. Trying to think of humans that have at least 4 toughness. I don't know how I could search that, though. I'm not sure, like, what the search criteria would be for, like, 4 toughness. Might have to do that on Gatherer. Let's see. So... Types, human... Oh, subtypes, rather. Yeah. Human... add, and toughness... equal to or greater than 4 add. So I'm gonna search. There's a lot of humans that have over 4 toughness. It's actually kind of incredible. Like way more than I could have thought possible. Like humans are meant to be like these weak things. There is a bar for toughness on MTGO. Oh, cool. Right, so we can do toughness. Oh, this is great. Right, so now we can do human, and we can see basically all the humans. Ah, this is excellent. Thank you so much for that. We can even do it type. Well, I guess it doesn't matter since they're all creatures, but... try to figure out, like... What is this? This is a shame it's not like the old ones. Because like the old ones like were for every one of that type you would get it. Like if you compare it to Goblin Ringleader, that would have been perfect. But this is just one, so it's not quite as... Man, that was close. That would have been great. That would have been actually incredible. Yeah, I mean, probably not Hixus. What does this do? This does nothing. This is beefy too. Serac. Serac is cool. Look at this guy. He's badass. Serac is... Why not? It's 4 mana, but it's pretty hard to kill at instant speed. And then you have the Serac. Boom, boom. Man, that would be incredible. I don't think this is realistic, but it's really nice to look at it. I think like 4 mana is like the top end. I don't think it's realistic to go beyond 4. Really. Well, this would work. If you could get to 5. Lavinia of the 10th. Jeez. Yeah, okay. Higuri the Still Wind. Nope, that's not what we want. Let's see. Yeah, there's just not... I mean, there's a lot of random humans that I've forgot about, like Jasmine Boreal, but these are not. Graham Hasupex does not fight anger of the gods, sadly. It was a good shot otherwise. Huh. Wow. This is pretty beefy. It's pretty bad though against this Through the Breach Emrakul decks though. That's not where we want to be. I think Serac's fine. No Staticaster, no. This version plays a Gut Shot. You could play Staticaster, I guess. Wow, this is an actual... Okay, so Hero Blade Hold. Yeah. Okay. Necromancer, the problem is... Like, it's okay, but it just doesn't put pressure, right? Like, you need to deal damage too. You can't play, like, a 2-2 for free mana in Modern. That gives them, like, infinite time. Yeah. Like... Yeah. And, like, the path decks have been fine so far. The problem has been, like, Snapbolt. That's been, like, our issue. I think Kambal kind of is really good against a lot of these decks. It does die to Bolt and Tempo, but at least they can't, like, start, like, cantripping. So, like, if you hit it after, like, all their bolts and stuff, like, their early removal, it's actually pretty nice. Crusader... I've not played against Jund. Or, these are really good against Shadow. Hero Blade Hole is a really nice one. It's actually really hard to kill. And this puts a lot of pressure. Like, attacks for 7 right away. Yeah, like Harsh Mentor I think is fine, but I wouldn't have it in the sideboard. Like, you have that in the main deck or not. I don't think I'd have Auroch Champion either. If you're against Burn, it's bad, but that's just it. Like, you're just in rough shape. Hero might be the call. Yeah, I'm trying to think of it, but like, because all these decks have Anger and Pyroclasm and Lightning Bolt and Explosives, and Hero Blade Hole just does not care about any of this stuff. Like, it literally just goes, I do not care, and I bash you for a bunch. I really like it. I think it's either Surak or Hero, but like, if they kill everything, Surak is bad. But yeah, I think like these are bad though against the. These are good against control decks, but bad against the aggro decks. And Surak is better against blue-white, and Hero is better against the red control decks. Like, Surak is better against the blue-white class of blue decks, and this is better against the Bolt class of blue decks. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is like, okay, so yeah, so things I would keep from this list. I think the meta base was great. I had almost no issues, and the 4 Horizon Canopies were actually great. I highly recommend to go with this line. I don't know about the Seachrome Coast, like that depends if you're on the Phantasmal Images or not, but I really like the 4 Ziggurat, 4 Cavern, 4 Canopy, 4 Unclaimed, and 1 Plains. I really like those 17 lands, and then you want 2 more. It does depend on like how your build actually looks. So that I really liked. I thought that was great. Definitely the best part of the deck for me. I think we had issues casting our spells like once or twice. And barely. I think that all the 1s are critical. The 2s are a little more up for debate. I don't think you can cut a Freebooter or a Meddling Mage. Both of these cards are really strong, and we've won matches on the back of Meddling Mage, and some we would have won with a Freebooter potentially. I don't know about the Quad Thalia. Like, the card is okay, but you already have Meddling Mage and Freebooter. So I'm not convinced that you need 4 Thalias either. And I would be definitely in favor of maybe cutting a Thalia. I think if you cut a Thalia and you added a Dark Confidant, that'd be a good start. Like, we haven't played with Dark Confidant, but your mana curve is relatively low. So you're taking like, what's the CMC average here? Like, I could work it out, but it's relatively low. I think it's below 2. And you have Vials, so like the extra cards that you draw are really easy to cast. Sorry. I might actually be a fan of a Third Confidant in the main deck. Yeah. Like, I think Thalia's fine. I think it's a good card. It's just very bad when you have Meddling Mage and Freebooter as well. Like, I don't think you need it. Yeah. So, by the way, to answer chat, Skred Red being a competitive Modern deck, like... the thing about Modern is, no matter what your deck is, we're talking a couple of percentage points. The decks that are, like, truly awful stop getting played. But most decks are, like, within this range of, like, 5 to 10%. So, like, the best deck is only a little bit ahead. Unless you have, like, Treasure Cruise era or Eldrazi era, right? Like, your decks are always kind of equal. Right. And in French, he asked, like, what do I think about, like, Phantasmal Image instead of Mayor? I just realized Mayor was the tech. Mayor kind of could help against some of the Bolt decks. Like, it's pretty good against control a lot of the time, although a lot of them have cantrips. The problem is it's only, like, it's rarely ever going to really save you from a Wrath effect. So I will link you to... So, I have it in my stream, but I'll give you the link again. Let me copy the link. Right. So yeah. So you can check out the decks there. The lists aren't like what I'm gonna run necessarily. They're just like for example, but it tells you like the schedule and stuff, which is good. So yeah, I would probably. I'm not sure about this Thalia Heretic Kofar. I like it as a one-off, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's... I mean, it's not just that Grand Prix Oklahoma. Trust me, in Modern, you can't metagame for everything. But I like having... Because I like having a plan for the matchups that are bad, though. Like... What? Each day has a link, which you can click on. Like, there's a link. And then if you click on that, it should take you to the deck list. There's, like, one of the tabs in the spreadsheet has, like, all the decks. Like, it's like 1,200 lines or something. Yeah. And I'll update it with the list I decided to play and the list I like would play given further time. There should be like a ton. Yeah. Yeah, like BR Hollow one, like if you click the link, it'll get you to it. And you can always scroll down and check. Yeah, like... Yeah, it's got like Neonate and stuff. That deck is fun. That deck is... When am I playing that? I'm playing Hollow 1 on Sunday. That deck is like... Let me just get that for you. That deck is really fun. Thalia's really good against Tron decks. That's totally fair. Oh, Heretic Kafar or... Well, they're both pretty good. Both Thalias are good. Right. But I really like Dark Confidant just in more matchups. I just think, like, you should be playing, like, good cards. And Dark Confidant's really good. So, the... Let me find the Hollow 1 deck, because that deck is really sweet. And we're playing it on Sunday, so I'll just give you... Yes, I will probably play Mono Blue Merfolk over green. Yeah, this is like roughly what the deck looks like. Yeah, I think Mono Blue is better too. I don't understand why they're playing green. Their sideboard's worse too. Yeah, so this deck, Flamewing Phoenix is like some pretty sweet tech too. Yeah, so it plays like Delve Creatures and Cyclers. And then Burning Inquiry to make your Hollow ones. I Call to the Neverworld. Holy smokes. Call to the Neverworld. Wow. That is some tech right there, guys. That is some tech, everybody. Yep. Yeah, this deck is going to be sweet. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Big game. Big game, Hunter. I like that too. Oh, cool. 4 Call to the Neverworld. Oh man, I need to look up. I'm definitely looking forward to Sunday. Sunday's gonna be cool. Tomorrow is gonna be Drix the Shadow, but Sunday's gonna be sweet. So yeah, for humans, I have one card too many on the board. I have too many free drops. I don't think I can play a Hostage Taker on top. This is a lot of freeze. I don't... And, like, some fours. You could try something like this. Like... It's not, like, the best humans list. I'm not going to say that. That's definitely wrong. But it's a cool version. I think Surak's nice just because it's 5 power haste and attacks from a totally different angle. I'd try something like this. If I was honest. So, yeah. Like, if I was going to try humans in another league, I can't because I'm feeling really, really ill, sadly. But if I was going to try humans in another league, this is probably where I would go. I probably cut one of the images, which I like. I actually liked the image. I did, but I don't think I want free. So if your favorite deck isn't on the spreadsheet, by the way, there are 4 blank slots, and I will play whatever deck people tell me to play. If you want to tell me to play a specific deck that isn't on the list, just contact me on Twitter, or if you have me on Facebook, that works too. And just like write the deck you'd like me to play, and then on the basically the day before the community choice deck, which I put in the sheet. So like every Wednesday I stream. Basically, I'll put a poll during the stream, and at the end of the poll, I'll take what was the most popular deck. I'm kind of thinking that at least one or two of the decks on the list, I should try new ideas that aren't even community's choice, but like I had some really sweet stuff. But I'll play it by ear. First, we're gonna start with like some of the bigger decks in Modern, understand the format, understand what's going on. Before we like rush into building new decks, because you have to kind of understand like how the metagame evolves over time and like what you need to build. As for Amulet Titan specifically, I didn't put it in the list because it's not super played in Modern, but it's also like one of the worst decks to play cold. Like I'm gonna be really bad with it, but like I mean it's still potentially a good deck. Yes, I like this version of humans though. I don't know about this Thalia. Like this Thalia is super good as Charlotte on the play. I think this is like a card that could be anything really. This could be whatever you want it to be. But I kind of like Serac and Hero on the board. I think like especially Hero is really sweet. I think these are like ideas. So yeah, I would try something like this in the future. Yeah, sure. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be playing Death Shadow. I have not finished the deck version. This is the one I ran for a league not so long ago. Yeah, this is the Palo version. So this is tomorrow's list, or something close to this. I didn't do very well at Grand Prix Madrid, but I've been doing well otherwise, so I'm just gonna double check and double, see that it's all fine. Okay. I think that's basically it. My thoughts on humans. I like the Reflector Mages a lot. We didn't face the matchups where they were important, but it was good. I thought Medley Mage was great. But I felt like the Shell was maybe a little underpowered. Like you kind of go fast, but not as fast as the top decks. Sorry. So yeah, I feel like if you were gonna play this deck, you would have to have some oomph at the end of the curve, like Hero Bladehold or Serac or Anafenza. Like I think you need like a little more power, like something that go a little over the top, like get you that extra little bit of edge. Because you have so much disruption, and these are great, but like sometimes they play like a big creature, like a Kitchen Finks or something, and you need if you don't have, you need something more than just Mantis Rider. I think this deck is good against single card combo decks. Like this deck against Storm seems super favored already, but it's probably really bad against decks that are like a macro archetype, like Control, that don't rely on a specific card, like Burn or Control, or yeah. It's probably not great against this. Probably is a bad deck against Affinity as well, because like you lose a lot of value from your mages and freebooters. So yeah, that's the humans deck. Let me put these cards here. Yeah, so that was the humans deck, as I said. I would give it a try. This is like the version I would try next. Yeah. That's it. If you have any other questions, Twitter's always available. Just contact me. I'm gonna like rest for the rest of the day. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. So see you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed like the games, the discussion, and yeah, if you have any questions or comments or like a deck you'd like to see in Modern, anything Modern related, no problem. Just get in touch. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow I will start at 3 p.m. Eastern normally. Yes, that's correct. Okay. So tomorrow we will start at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's the plan. Right, cool. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.